Yo, what's good guys? I've got a backtesting video for you here today. I'm going to be trading February for this video just because we are going into February in just about a week now, and I thought it'd be fun to do backtesting till I take a loss just because February tends to be a pretty good month for me in my continuation model. So I've noticed that my trading is getting pretty discretionary every day, every week, every month. Like just as I'm getting more experience, I'm noticing I'm taking more and more discretionary trades. So I feel like these backtesting videos are good for you guys because it allows you to try and see my discretion in the markets over a big sample size. Obviously, backtesting and live market testing are going to be pretty different, so you're not going to see exactly what it is that I'm doing, but I feel like this is a good way for me to convey that to you guys. So one more thing, if you guys are interested, I do have a free Discord now. So if you do want to join, the link is in my description. Basically, if you want to get in touch with me, or if you like have trading questions or whatever, this is probably the easiest way for you to reach me. So it's in my description. You can join for free. But anyways, I'm going to get this set up real quick and then we'll get to it. All right, we should be all good to go here. If you haven't seen one of my videos before, basically I trade continuation, which just means I'm following the trend and I'm trying to look for higher time frame draws for price and catching a good entry, protected entry toward those draws. By the way, I normally like to make these totally uncut, but if you can't tell, I'm a little bit sick today, so I keep coughing and stuff, and I'm just gonna have to cut some stuff out. So it's going to be slightly chopped up, but I'll try and leave it as authentic as possible, as like the smallest amount of pauses as I can, just so that you guys can see my genuine thoughts and I'm not just like going back and cheating this or whatever. All right, so we should be good to go. I'm just gonna get to it. By the way, I don't have ES, so I'm just going based off of like trying to judge NQ. Normally I use ES in my regular trading, but this is just what I'm seeing on NQ. So first thing here is that we have this unfilled new week opening gap. So the expectation is this will be filled. But one thing that I have noticed is a lot of the time when we're going to fill this new week opening gap, right? The trade into touch the first point in the new week opening gap is pretty free. So if you were to be trading this, like the longs up into this gap are pretty free, but actually like trying to fill the new week opening gap is not as strong. I notice a lot of the time it's happening like overnight, or at least like sessions I'm not trading. I mostly just trade New York session. So it's not happening during New York AM. So I'm going to be pretty cautious to like just long this. And also we're pretty far away. So like you can just tell 300 points, the chances that I take a long, unless we're just like getting really good volume to the upside, I'm probably not even going to long this anyways. So this would be the first draw lower. I don't really want to go for these because they're kind of in this same leg that we're working with. So we're just going to see what it gives us. I don't know. Maybe we do just pump up, but let's see. So that is a nice move to the upside. Like I said, we're really going to have to see a big move before I'm even considering longing this though. Okay, it's already starting to flip. We do have news, it looks like at 8 o'clock. I normally don't trade within like 10 minutes of news. So seeing that I don't have an entry yet, I'm just going to have to get through the news. I'm also noticing this 15-minute like nicely swept out this high and it's starting to come down. So just something to take note of. Okay, the news is there. I mean, we're starting to look more bearish. On the 5-minute, I'm seeing we tapped into this gap, respecting this. So shows me that the order flow is more bearish overall. Let's see what we get here. Okay, this is a nice down move, slightly choppy, but if we get like a retracement and then displacement back to the downside, I feel like this would confirm that we want to short this. And this gap's looking pretty good. Like we've tapped into it a bunch of times and I know we're respecting it, but if we're tapping into it this many times, retesting it, and then we push through, to me that shows that we probably want to come and take this. So let me see here. Again, this isn't the cleanest, but this is a nice like inversion play here. Let's see. Okay. In terms of risk to reward, this is kind of cooked. I hate when you're entering off this huge candle and like your only choice is to put your stop loss above this massive candle. It's just kind of cooked because I don't really want to put my stop loss here because I'm not going to enter like a 0.7 R. This is already even negative R. I'd probably just go for this. I mean, maybe you get manipulated out of this. Like this isn't the best trade ever. I do want to be slightly cautious because I'm going until I take a loss. So, but this should be pretty bearish overall. Like I'd probably be confident enough to put this trade on. Let's just take it. Let's go. See if it loads here. Okay, cool. Let's go. Okay, I mean, it's really possible we created this massive gap. We might retest this 1 minute gap and then just go down. Okay, so we didn't even retest the gap, but definitely break even at this point. If we've already taken all this out, we should just deliver the low, hopefully. If not, then yeah, like look at this. If I was looking at this hourly candle live time, I'd be pretty confident in us tapping into this gap. So nice. Okay. I feel like a lot of people that are trading on the higher time frame are overlooking fair value gaps. A lot of the time with liquidity, you're not just looking at highs and lows. Also pay attention to the fair value gaps, because a lot of the time what price is doing is taking out higher low and then delivering a fair value gap, taking out a higher low, delivering a fair value gap. So just pay attention to that sequence, and I feel like it becomes a lot more clear. So I'm going to mark out this gap here. My point is, like, some people would go straight for this high, and we might tap into this gap and reject. So it's something you want to take note of. And then other than that, in terms of lower, I mean, I don't really want a lower price. We could obviously get a short here, but I kind of want to see us come up higher. I know we ended up filling this, but I kind of want to see something higher. Let's just see what we get here, though. Also, the 5-minute is respecting this, so maybe we want to be more bullish, but this is kind of like my condition here. When I see like the first most recent 5-minute gap, I kind of want to see the reaction, because if this holds and we start coming down, I'm going to be more bearish. But also the 15-minute too. But if these don't hold, like if we get an inversion through these, then you're going to want to be more bullish overall probably. So let me see. Okay, so it held initially, but it looks like it's starting to get inversed. All right, there's the inversion. So now that we've inverted that, I'd be pretty confident in longs, unless for some reason, I mean the 5-minute closed, but if this 15-minute ended up closing lower, I wouldn't want to take longs. But yeah, as of now, I'm going to be leaning more long bias. This is some nice momentum. It would be good if we get something like, right, playing off this momentum, retrace, move back to the upside. I'd be pretty confident to long this up to the high, like the stereotypical entry for continuation. Damn. All right. At this point, it's probably going to take the high. I mean, I'll look for a retrace. You guys got to be careful when you're longing stuff like this, because even this long will probably play out. But in a lot of cases, this trade will end up being cooked, because, there's no retracement in here. We're just running, and you want to see that retracement. Maybe you could have called this leg the retracement and the move back up here good. But this is kind of like a FOMO entry. I'm not going to enter into this. So, all right, yeah, takes the high. I don't really want to keep trading this. I want to be careful. I mean, we tap this next gap. The following draw would be this high up here. Let's see if we deliver this high. Okay, no retracement. At this point, I'm going to be done. Once we've already taken out like a handful of draws and liquidity in the same direction, I don't want to keep like, it's like you don't want to just keep trying to long and long and long. Like the market's not just going to go up forever. So once we take out a prominent draw or two, I'm normally done for the day. So next here is this high looks pretty free. Let's check the 4-hour. I mean, the 4-hour, it's nice movement here, right? Move up, retrace this gap. Again, come back up, retracing this gap, and we're starting to get another move up. We're inside of a 4-hour gap right now, so if we get through this, then this draw makes sense. This hourly high makes sense as the next draw. Let's check, are there time frames though? Okay, it looks like there's a small gap in here that's holding, so as long as we keep holding these bullish ideas, then we should be long bias. Unfortunately, we might just deliver this gap off of, this high off of the first candle, because we're already really close to the draw. So let's see. Okay, hold on. Didn't deliver that. We have some 1-minute gaps. Let's see if these hold or not. Okay, they get inversed. Oh, okay, hold on. It's not bad, actually. I don't think this is crazy for a long. I'd probably want to see a little more confirmation on this. But, I mean, this is a pretty protected stop loss. Like, not a terrible long here, because at this point, if we come lower than this low, maybe we're just not ready to come up yet. But look at these candles. Like, we're obviously rejecting this 5-minute move. We're holding this small gap in here. And, like, looks like we want to come higher. 15-minute doesn't look bad. Like, we're really rejecting that down move. We'll just take this long, targeting that high on the higher time frame, right? I'm really basing this off the higher time frame. Looks like we have a clear draw. Like, it doesn't really make sense. There's no other gaps that need to like be retraced on the 4-hour. Like, we look good. So assuming we come through this gap, it should be a good trade. Let's see this one. Okay, first candle's not great. Second candle. All right, we're gonna go break even, I think. Yeah, like if this one gets chopped out, oh well, but hopefully not. Okay, cool. Debatably, maybe like it depends where I call my entry here. Maybe I would have been break even on this trade if I entered off the following candle or whatever. But just based on this, was a win. So 2-0. I got to catch at least like hopefully like 4 dubs, and then if we catch an L, it's whatever. But try and get as much good stuff in here as I can for you guys. So next, let's see. Okay, so we're holding these 4-hour gaps. Now, this is where I say you need to pay attention to fair value gaps, because I think a lot of people here would just be straight bullish bias, right? But to me, I'm seeing we haven't yet balanced out this gap. I'm not saying that it has to get balanced right now. It might, make a massive move up, then come rebalance it 2 weeks later. But like it seems kind of like crazy to just not balance this gap. So I'm honestly coming into this probably more bearish bias, even though we're in a really strong uptrend. Because think about it, the way trends move are like this: up and then retrace, then it goes up, retrace, up, retrace, up. So we probably want to see some sort of retracement into this area. So that's what I would be looking for. Obviously, if I'm mistaken about that, then next highest target would be here. So I'm going to go to 5-minute. Let's see if we get what we get. Okay, so initial down movement here. All right. So after all that ranting, I guess I'm wrong about my bias. We're obviously going to be more bullish here, at least as of now. I'm not saying, again, we might just not be ready to come back yet, but this will get retraced. Like, I just refuse to believe we're going to leave this. Just might not yet. But yeah, this is why it's also good to be reactive more than predictive. I just want you guys to be able to consider this as a draw. Like, a lot of people are totally discounting this. If we have a nice trade toward this, I don't think this is a bad trade. But anyways, we don't have that yet. We are getting a pretty big up move. Let's see if we can catch a retracement off this now, because again, remember, this is how our trend moves like this. We might want to catch something in here so that we can long up to this high. So let's see if we get that. Oh, I really hope this really isn't the retrace I'm looking for, because if we just get an up candle out of here, again, it's kind of like a FOMO entry. You want us like a deep retrace. So hopefully, like, maybe we get this gap. That would be nice. This like wick list candle, and then get a retrace here. Okay, nice. There's the gap. Let's see. That's a strong rejection. I like this rejection. It's showing that we're starting to slow down on the short side. Not a strong 5-minute closure, but 15-minute doesn't look great either yet, but we're not closing yet. All right, nice. Pretty strong move up, right? We tapped this 5-minute gap, and now we're starting to go up. I mean, again, when you're trading this live, you might have a different impression of this. I probably would have longed like during this candle once we were up to here, because at this point we've already retraced and then made a ton of this move up. So I'm just gonna like probably just put like a buy stop here, assuming we take this, or I'll just enter here, whatever. But yeah, I'm just letting you know I'd probably be entering into this higher up, because I probably would have taken this mid candle, and then we'll go break even at this high to be safe. Yeah, and then we'll just enter here for the sake of this. But yeah, I'd probably be entering like a 1-to-1 on this one if I was trading this live. So let's see what happens here. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to go break even for sure. We're already up like halfway. Let's see. All right, nice. That is a promising move. Let's look real quick. I don't really see us coming down. We have a ton of stacked highs up here as well. This should be a pretty good trade in terms of the higher time frame. I don't know. Like, part of me wants to trail this just to be safe. Maybe I would trail this for like a winning day if this was on my top steps, just for the sake of. But honestly, I kind of want to give this some room to run, because I'm confident in these highs. Obviously, that it could not happen. But yeah, we'll just trail for a winning day, which is probably what I would do realistically. And damn. Okay. All right. So break even there. Let's see if it goes up. Hold on. I think we take this re-entry, because look, it's still holding these like more bullish idea. I really want to see these highs get taken. I'm going to try, we'll try the re-entry here. Some quick revenge trading. If you're trading toward the same liquidity pool, like if you're really confident in a draw, I don't think it's crazy to re-enter, because in this case, right, like I had these stacked highs up here. I really like this as a draw. I think we are more bullish. Maybe we just caught a bad leg. Like maybe this wasn't the true retracement, even though I think this was a solid one. Maybe this was more the retracement leg we needed, too long. So we'll long here. Okay, nice. We'll go break even once we take this probably. Okay, nice. I would have gone break even there anyways, but we took it. So nice. Got a dub there. Would have had my winning day. So maybe I would have been done. I don't know. But yeah, there's a win on that one. So basically 3-0 pretty much. Let's go to the next day. Okay, I'm guessing, it looks like this is a news candle. Let me go check. Yeah, all right. So we have news high and the news low that haven't been taken yet. So we'll keep note of that. In terms of the hourly, overall, this looks maybe a little more bullish, but I'm kind of paying attention to this news stuff first. Let's just see. Hold on. Okay, I don't know what's up with my FX replay. It's been tripping a lot recently, but I had to reload it. Okay, should be good now. Anyways, so going into this, yeah, we were long. I think a little more long bias, but I'm paying attention to this news stuff first. Like I said before, I'm kind of just checking my time frames and looking at what makes sense. So I'm trying to go like really deep into it today because this is honestly what I do when I'm live trading. I'm checking all my time frames up here and I'm seeing like, what does order flow look like it's doing? Are we more bullish or bearish? And you want to follow along with that, follow the trend. That's just what makes sense. So let's see. I mean, off of this candle, like, I don't love trading this. So the thing about news, if you guys don't know, a lot of the time when you're trading news, right, if we take the bottom or the top, the next goal should be to take the other side, to take out both news candles. Like that's what I'm doing a lot of the time. But in this case, when we haven't taken out either, there's almost like equal conviction for the both of them. But in this case, I do have more of a long bias anyways. So I'm not saying that they're equal, but like I kind of don't want to long to this and then think like, oh, I should have, you know, shorted to this one. But I kind of like this as like, you know, this happens so often off open. You get this, right? This manipulation takes out some liquidity and then boom, it just flips. And this is such a strong closure. Like it shows that we want to come higher. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I want to risk. Let me check the R. Like you'd be targeting this, maybe even here. You would definitely have to be break even at this at least. And you could maybe target this. I'd probably just go for here. And then you can put your stop loss below this swing. And then this is again one where it's like, if you're wrong about this, it makes sense because you do have a good stop loss. If we're coming below this low, that just means you had the wrong idea. You know, there's not really a point. So we'll just take this again. Maybe I would target even here. For the sake of this, whatever. We'll just target here to get a better risk to reward. And then definitely 100% break even at this high. I'd probably be trailing heavy at this high. Or maybe I would just go for this on my funded accounts anyways. But for the sake of this, I want to go for the next one. So let's see. Okay, nice. Thank goodness. This would have been bad, I guess, if it just flipped. But for sure, break even. Like I said, maybe I'll just close this to be safe. But yeah, we'll just... All right, nice. Cool. Moving on to the next one. Maybe let me check one thing real quick. Let's see if we did end up delivering the low. All right, we do take the low, actually. Was this might have been news. This is a really big movement. I didn't even see, but this might have been news candle that took the low anyways. But yeah, as you see here, right? Take the high, boom, instantly go take the low. Tends to be what happens with this news candle. So something you want to take note of. All right, going on to the next day. Let's see. Okay, so we have like this up here, kind of this high, right? And then we also have, there's like a ton of stacked up lows in here, like a bunch of liquidity there. Maybe you go for this. Otherwise, you'd be going for one of these. I kind of don't like when we have this because like this is a decent draw for price, right? When we have all these stacked up lows, but I don't even know what really to target in here. I don't love this. And we're inside of a gap to the left. So, I mean, let's see what this is one I'm really just going to have to see what it gives us. I'm going to check, like I said, 15 minute. One thing I'm noticing, we're respecting these 15-minute gaps. 5-minute also has these gaps though. So I kind of want to see if we push through this, I'll probably be more bullish. If we respect these, if we push through this, I'll be more bullish. But if we're respecting this, I'll be more bearish. Same thing applies here. So it depends how we react out of these gaps. So let's see what it gives us. It's It's really not doing much here. See, more bullish overall, but again, like this being our target, what am I supposed to take to target this? Yeah, like this one's probably just cooked. I mean, maybe you can like you know, I'm not going to take anything in here because I wouldn't be trading this, but like just based on like a higher time frame, like 5 or 15 minute, I'm sure you could probably long this and then put your stop loss like down here, you know, like just this idea of like move up, move down. If we're more bullish, this idea should hold. I'm not going to take this because like this is already pretty deep in the session, and then with a 50-point stop targeting 100 points like this deep in the session, I probably wouldn't take this. But let's just see like if this idea holds up. Yeah, not even, bro. This is kind of cooked, but yeah, I wouldn't trade this. So next day, let's see. Okay, so we ended up coming down, it looks like overnight, and taking out some of these lows that were stacking up. Still haven't come for this, oh, not the fib. Still haven't come for this low yet, and then also we have this way down here. I probably don't want to target this, because again, same idea as the previous day, oh my gosh. Like being 300 points away, we're not going to target it. So next here, we have this high. Again, this one I'm kind of going to have to see what it gives me. Oh, we also have this 4-hour gap. I don't really think we want to leave this. Unless ES like tap this gap or something, I don't think it really makes sense for us to leave this gap. So I'm going to be leaning more bearish toward this gap unless proven otherwise. If we just go up, then I won't short to it, obviously. But, all right. I still am not opposed to this gap unless this just continues way higher, right? So, I mean, this is our first 15-minute like condition. If you look at the 5-minute, right, we're inversing a lot of these, so I want to see what the movement is like here. So obviously not bearish toward the gap. Takes the high. Yeah, really nothing for me here. Let me see higher time frame. We've already taken a ton of targets. I think I said this before, but yeah, once we've already taken out a bunch of liquidity targets, you don't want to just keep trying to long forever. If we've taken a bunch of like bearish targets, you don't want to just short forever. So let's see. All right, this one. These are kind of rough because like this is our target below, this is our target above. I mean, we're still really far away, I think, from both of these. We've got 127 points on that one and then 300 points here. So, I mean, we'll just see if we get a nice displacement lower, maybe we short, but longs probably aren't going to play here. Okay, I could be mistaken. Let's see if this holds up. Okay, again, like this is the same as the other one. I'm probably not trading this because by 10 a.m. I'm definitely going to be off the charts, but maybe this idea holds up, right? I'm not going to take something like this, but you know, we get nice move up, move down, move up, move down, right? Assuming we just continue this trend, you go break even here, you know, ride this up into this like previous news candle, it looks like. Let's see. I mean, look at the 15-minute. I mean, I'm guessing this delivers, but yeah, nice. Okay, cool. I didn't take this, of course, but yeah. All right. I might need to start speedrunning this. We're going on like, I think we're pushing 30 minutes. So we're going to try and go through this a little quicker so I can see if I take my L. All right, let's see. This high would be the first high above. In terms of lower, right, we've got this low, I mean this low. Real quick, we'll check 5, 15 minutes, see our conditions. All right, this looks like a news candle, right? 6:30. All right, we haven't taken this news high yet. Let's see if we get any movement toward that. All right, this is literally the same as the other one. This is kind of like where I said my discretion is coming in. Like, to me, it just makes sense. Like, if we're moving toward this high, we've already taken the low. Like, is it a bad idea to just, boom, we come down, we get this, like, swing. We haven't really taken out liquidity, which I don't like, but because we're moving toward that now, like, it's a pretty decent draw. Maybe we just take this long. I'd probably be comfortable with this. You could even go break even here, make a case for this high because this is like the true liquidity point. But I don't know, it depends. I'll try something like this. And then it allows me to get a bigger stop loss, like a more reasonable stop loss, protecting more of these lows. So let's see. All right, dang. Okay. Same idea as the last one, right? I'm hoping the point I want to get across in these backtesting videos is hopefully you see, especially with discretion continuation, all I'm doing, bro, is I'm literally just looking at what is the order flow showing me, 5, 15 minute, what are my higher time frame draws and liquidity showing me, you know, are we respecting certain gaps? Are we moving towards certain things? And all you're doing is just looking for something that looks probable enough and then betting on it because, you know, if it looks decent, then take it. So, damn, this one is, oh, this would be a nice trade to be in. These are the best because there's literally no emotions in here. It's just ripping. I'd probably trail to this low. Hopefully. Okay, cool. All right. Like I said, we low-key need this L. We're pushing. This video's getting too long, so let's see. I'm going to start speed running. Maybe I miss something. Okay, so again, like I said, February tends to be a pretty good month. I'm looking forward to it. January's been pretty so pretty slow. But yeah, okay, let's see. So we're expecting this higher, but again, like I said, sometimes we need to retrace these gaps. We can't just go up forever. So I'm going to keep in mind we have these gaps below. In terms of the hourly, you could mark this out, but it looks like this is kind of in the same leg that we're working with. So I'd be more focused on this low, if anything. But let me see what it gives us. All right, yeah, this is kind of cooked. I imagine it wants to deliver this high, but like, am I going to enter this? Probably not. Maybe you make a case for this entry here after this retracement, but this is kind of trash. And then after this, see if we get anything else here. Or yeah, I'd probably be done next. Okay, this one starting to look a little more choppy on the higher time frame. This is like 2 weeks into February about. I'm gonna mark out this high up here in terms of lower. Hold on, bro. All right, I had to reload it again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, should be good. All right, let's see. So in this one, I think I said, yeah, it was pretty choppy looking. I'm gonna mark out this low here. I'm not really loving this. I kind of want to see some sort of retracement on this huge leg, but again, I kind of just have to be pretty reactive on this one, see what it gives me. In terms of like a condition, right? I'm looking at what are like the most recent gaps telling us. This is the most recent gap that's holding is this one here. Because when I say holding, like this one's already been inverse, so I'm kind of ignoring these two. But in terms of the 15-minute, I want to see how like what the reaction is here because you know we're basing our bias a lot of time like with retracements. It's nice to look at these gaps, right? Because we can see if we retrace this, we're holding it. You know, if it's on a higher time frame, a lot of time these higher time frame gaps, if they're holding, it's correct about determining the price. So if we hold this, I mean, we should be coming lower. But let's see. And look at that, and it holds nicely. So now if we get some sort of retracement, we could definitely short this to the low. Damn, that's unfortunate to not get a retracement on this one. But yeah, the idea held up nicely there. I'd probably be done unless this gets... I mean, this is really bearish. Maybe we can try and catch another move. If I was trading this like live, maybe I'd be done here. But if we get a nice displacement lower, we could see if there's something in here. Is this like a holiday? Am I tripping, bro? I don't know. It's moving slow, but going up. Yeah, I'm going to be done with that one. All right, next day. Let's see. Okay, first thing I'm seeing is we're close to this low. Kind of edged it. Maybe we come for that. But we're also inside this 4-hour gap. I'm not saying like we might not have to take this low. It might be like done. And then if it is done, it'd be like basically targeting these highs. Is this all-time highs, by the way? I should have been checking. I didn't think so. Okay, that's not good. If it was this whole time and I wasn't checking, that'd be kind of crazy. But I thought I remember there being prices to the left. So that's why I didn't look. But yeah, let's see. Okay, it does take that low. Kind of expected. Out of that, okay, we're moving lower out of there. Let's see if there was another good target. I mean, if we're really strong with this short move, we could keep shorting this. As a general rule, what I'm doing is checking my 5 and 15 minute. If the 5 and 15 minute are wicking out our first liquidity points, then you might not want to try and keep trading toward the following liquidity. But if they're like closing nicely through this, so like in this case, it's kind of showing some resistance here, which I don't like. But if this candle closes down here, this shows we might want to come to the next one. So just like a general thought you can do with that. And of course, that takes the next low. So Yeah, this one looks kind of cooked. Again, after we've already taken two pretty good draws, I don't really want to keep shorting this. There's another draw. Like, okay. I mean, I'll look for something, but it's probably exhausted here. Okay, I mean, this one, this one's not my favorite, but we'll just take this one. Like I said, I need to start taking some risks for this. So you'd probably go for a 1-to-1 if you took this. Like I said, my only issue is we've already taken out a ton of liquidity. So like, who's to say that we're going to continue? I don't really love how this hourly hasn't like downwicked, but because this is so bearish, I don't think this is an unreasonable setup. Just because like following the trend. Okay, yeah, nice. All right. Next one. You could have faded that trade and made a case for not taking it, though, for sure. All right. Let's see. I'm going to mark out this high. We'll mark out this low. 15-minute. Check it out. This is like kind of like the gap I'm paying attention to. I want to see what the reaction is out of this gap because it's our most recent 15-minute. And then let's see here. Okay, so we're starting to get through it above. Let's see if we get a nice continuation up. No, so the 15-minute closed and it's respecting this gap. So like I'm gonna kind of be more bearish unless proven otherwise. Okay, so this is a pretty bearish trend. Like this is where I'm kind of stepping with my discretion. I don't know if this is a perfect entry, debatably like a FOMO entry because maybe we want to see more of a retracement. But if you give a decent sized stop loss here and then you just target this low, right? Assuming this trend continues, like unless this ends up just being a choppier day, which this isn't the greatest price action, but in terms of the higher time frame, like we're obviously more bearish. So unless this just retraces on me, this is not even like a crazy setup here. Let's see. Okay, I mean, I would be break even on this realistically. Hopefully this just continues down though. I'm gonna go to the 5-minute and watch it play here. Okay, there's the break even. All right, yeah. It makes sense to go break even there because we were already up like a nice like 30 points. Yeah, $600 with one mini probably would be break even. So, okay, let's see here. First thing I'm seeing is this and then this in terms of below. I don't really love this low because I'd probably be targeting more like this, though, if we were coming down. But it looks like we're respecting more bullish here. So let's see what this gives us. Okay, I guess I'm wrong. Did we take... Okay, we did take this low, so it's something to take note of. But if this gets a nice move to the downside, oh... This could have been a potential short entry. I don't really love this dump. I don't know if I like entering off of these massive candles too much, but I guess it would have played. But again, like in terms of a stop loss, it looks like it'd be negative R for you to take this. Yeah, you'd have to be at least here, so negative R, but whatever. All right, maybe I'm gonna keep looking for another trade, except this one might be done too. We'll see if we end up getting down to this wick. Damn, okay, we just took the wick. I'm done, yeah. Too far. All right, next. Let's see. Okay, that's the first thing I'm seeing. I want to see... Oh my gosh, bro. I mean, my draw liquidity has been really good for this video. I'm getting them mostly right, but just not... I don't know. Maybe we'll get through this whole month. We're already on the 24th, so I honestly might just finish this. If, like, I don't know. We'll see. I might get through it without taking the loss. I'm going to use this here to see. Okay. We should be more bearish overall. Just like, I mean, if you're following the trend, right? Looking back 15-minute, as long as we're holding this stuff, like tiny gap in here, but look, it's holding strong rejection to the downside. Kind of shows you the direction. So let's see. Here, the idea would be, you know, getting a nice retracement off of this leg, which is starting to happen, and then move back down, use short to the lows. Let's see. Okay, I didn't really like this candle. I would have wanted to enter it like here. Maybe I would limit this like this here. So then we can have a comfortable stop. Hopefully it retraces for the limit to fill. Oh my gosh. All right. Limit does not get filled there. That's unfortunate. Again, if I was trading this live, I would have been entering here. Because if you're trading this live, you know, if you see this move, you don't have to wait for the candle closure. If you see this, boom, and you're seeing this good displacement, you can enter this, bro. Like, you don't need to like, stop yourself. So, In terms of continuation lower, it's not really a great draw. Like this is the only next draw, but it's massive wick to be targeting into. Let me check the 5 minute, see. Okay, 5 minute is strong to the downside, so if we get another retracement play, we could short. All right, no retrace. I'm telling you, February is pretty solid. If you trade continuation, hopefully this year, same thing holds up. But this is last February, but this is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. 0 losses so far. So, okay. This one here, kind of slightly choppy, honestly. In terms of a target, I mean, I kind of want to just see this one, see where we're going. Okay. More short bias overall. This is kind of a FOMO entry if you short this, though. Like, you need to see some sort of retracement here for entry. I think that's the retracement we needed. Like, just looking at the higher time frame here, this should hold more bull or bearish. All right, this is the one. This might be our first L because this is not my favorite, but it's definitely looking more bearish overall. I wouldn't want to see longs out of this, so let's see. Okay. Yeah, took an L on that one. Damn, bruh. Maybe in any other life, I would have a slightly better stop loss and won this. Who's to say where I'd put it, but whatever. We're going to have to end it there because the video is getting long anyways. But yeah, pretty solid session. Hopefully, like I said, the point of this is to show you guys my discretion and just show you I'm really just paying attention to order flow, paying attention to where the trade's moving and, you know, where's the market moving. If we're respecting gaps on the higher time frame, respecting, you know, trends on the higher time frame, you can bet on ones that look good enough that you're confident enough to just follow and hope that they deliver. So if you did make it to the end of this video, I appreciate you for watching. If you have any trading questions, you can comment them below or you can join the free trading Discord. Hopefully you were able to gain something from this video and I hope to see you in the next one.